Okay, well, I think it's on. All right, well, good morning. This is BJ, along with my wife, Jo, Ando, and
resuming ride.
We are, our channel is out and about on the Recumbents. Right now, we're riding over what they call the Pop Cycle Bridge. Kind of famous because kids stop here on a ride and they bring out the popsicles, so it's called the Pop Cycle Bridge. And we are on part of the Monument Valley Trail / Pikes Peak Greenway. We're on the west side of Fountain Creek, which you can't see because of all the trees. All of the equipment to your right is the Colorado Springs Transportation Maintenance Facility. Morning. And we're heading over to the Mesa Springs Greenway, as they call it, or Mesa Springs Trail. So right now we're still on the Monument Valley / Pikes Peak Greenway Trail. Sadly, like I said, you really can't see the creek from here. We're too high on this side, and we have a lot more vegetation on this side than the other side. The other side is pretty much just a rock wall. So, and over there is Pikes Peak through the barbed wire. We're located in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Pretty picturesque place, except for it's very expensive to live here. And we're just barely surviving on our Social Security retirement income. But we do the best we can. We both ride recumbent trikes. We both have ice trikes, which are inspired cycle engineering. We have two different models though. Joe's is a touring model, and mine's supposed to be a quick model, or sporting model, but they're much older. Hers is a Trice T, and mine is a Sprint 2 FS. We're gonna have to jump off the trail here and get on Fontenaro Avenue and to be able to pick up the Mesa Springs Greenway. Right now this trail turns to, if you go straight, turns to dirt and continues on south. So wait for this car here, nobody coming from there. Okay, well, hey, we're on this side for once. Looks like they've got some more of this construction put together. I guess they're working on the other side now. Before they had us all shifted over that way. So, try to stay out of their way best we can. At least now there's room for us and the vehicles. Looks like got a brand new walkway here. That's pretty nice. Kind of like an access trail to a point. Yeah, lots of construction going on. This is a big major deal here. Looks like they're redoing stuff. Big major project. And This is where the trail begins. Oh, slow down, idiot. Sorry, these guys got to go 900 miles an hour. Well, we got to get over here to pick up this side of the Mesa Springs Greenway. Thank you, they're a lot of fun. There's a good view of Pikes Peak. And we're just gonna slink over here since there's no cars coming. Passing on your left. Thank you very much. All right, now we're on the Mesa Springs Greenway. And this trail heads, well, it only goes north for so far. And then we're heading south, as you can tell. And this will take us into downtown Colorado. Well, not downtown, but kind of the west side, the starting of the west side of Colorado Springs. Please forgive the wind noise, but I just picked up this older GoPro 3 white camera, and it doesn't have a an external light, so I've got to get some kind of that they call it cat whisker or cat hair or something, but it's a hairy looking material that covers the mic and keeps the passing on your right. And some nice lilacs over there. I'll let Joe come around so you can see Joe. There's Joe as she races by. Her and her wingman Stuart, the minion. My wingman is a little fox, I call Foxy. So hers is cooler than mine, but mine has a good message. It's the mascot for, or at least it used to be the mascot for soldier suicide. So, like I said, it has an important message. Now, on the other side of this huge wall here is I-25, our major interstate going north and south through the city. So it is nice that they put this wall up here. It deadens the sound a little bit for the neighborhood, but also it definitely makes the Greenway a lot more attractive. And this trail's not used a lot. Passing on your left. Thank you. Have a good day. Try to follow the trail rules. Let everybody know we're passing. We use a bell. Some people use a horn, but horns are too loud for the trail. I mean, horns are good for, you know, like if you're strictly a street rider, then horns are great, because these bells aren't really loud enough for you know, to be heard through a car, especially with closed windows. One of these days I'm going to put, after we get all the other stuff we need, I'm going to put air sound horns on here to use for cars. Although we do mostly trail. I mean, we have to do some street because our trails don't, well, they don't interconnect quite well 100% yet. So you have to use a street or a bike lane on a street to get from one trail to the other. Okay, we're coming up to Uena Street, which is a major deal, so it'll be a little while before we get going. I apologize for how long it takes. Like I said, up on top of there is I-25, and this Uinta is pretty much a very busy east-west route through Colorado Springs. Although it gets pretty residential on the west side, but it's a very busy road. Yeah, we're just out for a cruise. Oh, there's the Anglo-Tech truck. That looks like Kelvin in the Anglo-Tech truck over there. Anglo-Tech is the recumbent shop here in town. Kelvin must be out delivering a trike to somebody, or picking one up or something, or going someplace. All right, we got to get across here before the light changes on us, because they don't give us much time. Sorry for the bump. Oh man, that's a tough bump. That's a real bad transition right there. That's one thing, you know, a lot of our trails do not have real good street to trail transitions. They're really rough, especially on a non-suspension trike. I haven't been able to figure out if this GoPro 3 Lite has an adjustable, you know, EIS stabilization system. I don't think so. I know the 3 is pretty darn old. But they're up to 11 now, so this one's pretty old. But this is our first GoPro, and we're pretty happy to have it. We've been using a very inexpensive Campark 4K Ultra, you know, Amazon special, $40 Amazon special for a few years now, and I've been wanting to get a GoPro, but just haven't had the money, and finally we decided to sell a tablet that we don't hardly ever use, and I got enough money out of it to buy this GoPro, so we're giving it a try. I was really hoping for at least a GoPro 5, but they're still out of our price range. Our income is just very low. We still owe a lot of money on our trikes, and you know, so we have to do what we got to do, and we're just happy to have this one. Try to give you a little view here. Like I said, we're heading over to the west side of Colorado Springs, which is a older part of town, and has a lot of, you know, real nice little houses and stuff like that. Like I said, this is the Mesa Springs Greenway here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And I got a call tonight because I could possibly have jury duty tomorrow. Hope not. I feel like at my age I've done my part. I spent 6 years in the service. I've done jury duty a few times over the years. And with my health problems, I don't do well sitting for hours. So I'm hoping I don't have to go. Leave that to the younger folks that don't have so many medical problems. But if I have to go, I have to go. But I am going to let them know that I got medical problems. They'll just laugh it off. The judges always do. They don't really care. One thing I noticed about judges, boy, they don't care. You tell them you don't want to be there, well, you know, they just look at it like you're shirking your civic duty. I said, yeah, well, I spent 6 years in the military. That's enough civic duty for anybody. These are our Lime scooters that get left everywhere around town. They're e-scooters. You have to use a credit card, so people use them until dies, I guess, and then the time limit dies out. And I don't know if you can, I don't know if you have to go get a new unit or you can just use the same one or what, but it seems like there's an awful lot of them that are just left. So something tells me you may have to go all the way, you know, go back to a station, you know, and get a new one. So you'd have to literally ride, you know, station to station to station. But they don't have stations everywhere. I mean, definitely I can see why they wouldn't have one here, because I mean, it's pretty sparse here. There's not a lot of people. There's not a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of houses and stuff, but I don't think a lot of these people really want to get on a scooter, you know. That's more a young person's thing. Morning. Thank you. Okay, well, we're coming to the end. Right now we're heading over to the Colorado Springs Bike Shop, and I think the name is pronounced Cerbus, C-E-R-B-U-S. I'm going to call it a pub, or a brewery, I guess they call it. No, we don't drink alcohol, but we just want to find out if they serve unsweetened iced tea. That's our drink, because Joe's a type 2 diabetic, and people don't realize it, but alcohol has a whole lot of sugar in it. So, you know, Joe works hard at trying to stay away from the sugar. She does, you know. There's a lot of diabetics that just say, oh, heck with it, I'm just gonna juice up, you know. Joe don't do that. Joe tries hard to follow. I mean, you can't get rid of sugar. It's impossible. I mean, there's sugar in everything. Yeah. It's just like, you know, you can't get rid of salt because there's salt or sodium in everything. And all American foods pretty much have too much sodium and too much sugar in them. But if you look hard enough, and you gotta look, you can find stuff that doesn't have a lot of sugar or a lot of sodium, because, you know, Joe can't handle sugar, I can't handle sodium. But I follow her food plan because I figure, you know, I don't need the sugar, especially at my age. You know, we're 68 years old, and we don't need it. We're trying to, we have enough health problems without being super obese. We're going down Walnut Street bike lane now, which is always full of crud. That's one thing about the city. They'll sweep the streets, but they will not sweep bike lanes, okay? We have to rely on rain. And it's funny because we've had a lot of rain, but it just seems like it's put out more stuff this time than normal. All right, got a four-way stop here. Whoa. Okay. They're going and I'm going. We're going to turn on Pikes Peak Avenue and go up the hill a little bit. Head over for the bike shop, and, or the pub. Oh, ow! Like that. Piece of wood. Okay, we got to do a turn here, and yes, we do use turn signals, even though I don't think half the current driving population really knows what a hand signal is. I'm not even sure Well, they don't teach that in, I don't know if they even have that in the manuals anymore. So yeah, we got to go up this little hill here, which don't look like much, but it's quite steep. You know, real short and real steep. So funny, man. Something about bicycling, you know. You get on a bicycle or a trike, you know. You always hear people talking about deep conversations, you know. You know, the environment, this, that, safety. Yeah, it just seems to bring out because you're so calm otherwise, the heavy thought patterns, I guess. Oh, I should have geared up. I'm in too high a gear for this hill. Okay. We're going to turn left here. We're going to try to turn left here. Yeah, I should have dropped the gear. So this is the combination service pub. This is their 7 gate. It may not even be open yet though. And the Colorado Springs Bike Shop all in one building. Let's see. Today is Thursday. Oh, guess we won't do it here, dear. It's not open till 4.
Okay.
So I guess we can't get iced tea there.
Maybe walking or something.
Huh?
Maybe walking or something inside the bike shop.
Well, I think we're just gonna go down and pick up the whatchamacallit and head that way.
Okay.
But this is the Colorado Springs Bike Shop here. We bought regular bicycles from these guys for decades. It's not the same shop it used to be. It's more of a repair and rental shop now. They used to have a kind of a cool tiki bar inside of it, you know, for drinks and stuff. And the old owners, we love dealing with them, Ed and Bonnie. I don't know their last name. Right now we're on Colorado Boulevard, or Colorado Avenue. We're not in Denver. They have Colorado Boulevard in Denver, Colorado Avenue in Colorado Springs. So we're going to go down and get on the Guitarist Trail. And there's a Lime scooter station we were talking about. Yeah, I grew up on this side of town, but ain't none of this stuff the same. Ain't none of it the same. It's totally changed. Pretty much everything about it. The only thing that's the same is Benny's Bar and Grill. That's been here forever. Okay. So we're going to go this way and then get back on the street. Swing out here. Get over into the Charo here, as you can see. All right. You got any idea what time it is, dear?
7 o'clock up.
Okay. Well, we could head downtown and then, you know, kind of south on Tejon, and there's a coffee shop there we've stopped a couple of times, you know, a long time ago. in that new real busy section. Yeah, it's the only problem with street lights, you know, you're waiting, and these lights they're about 30 seconds long. Seriously, they change really fast. Got a car behind us. And all the junk on the streets. Okay, so now this is the Guitarist Trail. It's extremely short. It basically goes from here right over to the Midland Trail, which we'll turn on, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Now the Midland Trail is a big one. It goes east and west. It goes west all the way to Manitou Springs, where it turns into the Creek Walk Trail through Manitou, but it's actually the same trail. And you will see we have a lot of homeless. We have a lot of homeless. Our population of homeless is huge, which is just beyond sad. You know, I mean, these people need a decent place to be able to hang out during the day, you know, until they can find jobs and stuff. So we're going under I-25 right now. As you can see, the people putting campfires and all kinds of stuff here, but you know, what are they supposed to do? They got to have some place. The shelters here are so restrictive, you know. If you have any problems, you know, if you have, you know, drug problems or alcohol problems or mental problems, you know, they want nothing to do with you. So there's a whole class of folks that this poor guy here sleeping on a pallet, you know. It just ain't right. I mean, there's nothing right about it. There should be something the city could do, but what I don't understand is why they don't, you know, we have a lot of empty warehouse space in town. Why not open up a warehouse for them during the day? And, you know, let them have a place. So now we're gonna head into America the Beautiful Park. This is just off of downtown Colorado Springs, on the west side of the United States Olympic and Paralympic Museum that's here now. That's that giant corkscrew-looking thing is the Julie Penrose Fountain. That on certain times they have water running through the middle of it, and it turns into a little wading pool for the kids, you know, so during the summer. So that's pretty cool. It's like they're running sprinklers today. Howdy. Thank you, sir. Try to stay out of the way here. Yeah. Like I said, this is America the Beautiful Park, just off of downtown Colorado Springs. And this funny looking white thing you see is called the Sky Bridge. That's the backside of the U.S. Olympic Paralympic Museum. That's how you get up there from the park. You either take an elevator or you go up the stairs where that gentleman and his dog is, or these stairs here, and you can come out on the observation deck. We're going to go this way. Kind of a back street. Slowly working our way to Walnut Street, where there used to be a coffee tea house over there, but they've changed a lot of restaurants and added a lot of things, and so we're not really sure it's still over there. We're going to go find out. We're just kind of bumming today, to be honest with you. We don't really have a specific route. I speak again. Foothills. I have to apologize. This is kind of a bit ugly over here. This is a little industrial area. And there's more homeless over here. But this is the Drake power plant. They've switched it over from coal to natural gas this year. So far our utilities haven't been raised any, so that's impressive. There's a homeless camp right there. We got some really mean railroad tracks here, so we're going to go real slow. I apologize for the bump. Oh, and to let you know, my video camera is mounted on the top of my helmet, so you're going to get some movement. You know, I mean, especially in a trike, you don't really realize it, but your head, when you pedal, your head wants to kind of move side to side a little bit. So I try to stay, you know, pretty straight, but it doesn't work out. I'm trying to come up with a way to mount it on the trike. I've done it a couple times, but I've never liked it. I'm going to shut you down because of this noise. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Shut off, I apologize, but I tried, but the button on this GoPro is really hard to find. On my cam park it's real easy, but this one's really hard, and when you push it you can't really tell if it did anything. So I'm going to come over here across the tracks and stop, take off my helmet and take a look and see if it more mean, really mean tracks here, boy. Gotta be careful because these bolt heads will pop a tire if you're not careful. Okay, so we're gonna go over here and we're gonna stop. We go right up here by this new pub. This is called Trainwreck. It's a big old thing. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. So we're just gonna stop right here. Give you a look inside Trainwreck. They got volleyball pits and all kinds of stuff, I guess. Okay, I'm going to check my... I don't know if I turned it off, turned it to regular camera, or what. So, okay, well, you're going to have to look at me because this one doesn't have a... oh, well, no, it says it's still on, so I apologize. Hi, I'm BJ. How you doing, man? And that's Joe back there, and we're out and about on the Recumbents, and yeah, we're just doing this for the first time with a new camera, an older GoPro Hero 3, but it doesn't have a screen on back. I'm getting one. A friend of mine has one, and he's going to give it to me, bless his heart. But right now, all I have is the little information screen up front. So I have to turn the helmet completely around. But okay, well, I'm going to put it back on my head now. Like I said, I use a helmet mount camera. A helmet mount for the camera, because so far that's worked the best. I've had it mounted 2 or 3 different places, and it either vibrates so bad, or it, you know, the noise from the trike itself is just terrible or something. So I haven't figured out how I'm gonna. I need to really work with somebody and figure out how to mount this thing. Okay, we're gonna head back out on the back streets here. Head for Nevada, because this place is a real, I mean, it's a big pub. I don't know if it has a restaurant that would have iced tea. Probably not. It might, but not really our kind of place. A little too party hardy for us. We don't party much anymore, but we do our own kind of party. We ride. That's what we do. We ride or we walk. We love to go dancing, but Joe, we have found out that Joe is one of the 1% of the population that has grown an allergy to the COVID shot. So she can't take it. So that means that anytime we go into a big public place, we have to wear a mask. Even though, you know, they backed all that off, because I don't care what they say, COVID is still here. And they've already said that they're having new cases blow up in China right now, and that's where it originally came from. So that just means they're probably on their way here. So Joe can't take it. And so, you know, I don't want to, even though I can take the shot, I've had them all the boosters and everything, but I do that so I won't give it to Joe. So I wear the mask too. Now, it's not so bad in a smaller place, okay? Some old apartments. Little tiny jobs. Be kind of cool though in a way. Back street here. This is old area just off of downtown. Be south of downtown. That's downtown heading north there. As you can tell, the streets are horrible back here. Yeah, there's only so much money to fix the streets. So, you know, they spend the money on the big streets. They don't spend the money on the little back streets. Okay. Well, jump over into the bike lane, and then we're going to go up to a certain spot, and we're going to see if actually what we might do is jump on the sidewalk. Okay. I'm going to jump on the sidewalk. We'll just have to get out of the way of the walkers. But this coffee shop used to be up here. Because with Joe being a type 2 diabetic, you know, I have to make sure she gets food in her system every couple of hours. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get off the I'm gonna have to get off the sidewalk here.
Pausing ride.
Yeah, that's okay.
You know, somewhere up here, there's another one called Loyals. But I can't remember exactly where it is. I think it's up a block. Okay. Come on, baby. Come on. I should have geared down one. This is Tejon Street into downtown, and it has a bike lane. So that's nice. But it stops after this block, so... Because the place I was thinking of used to be right over in this bunch of building here, but it's really hard to get over there. But there's another one. Well, if I can remember where it is, though. I really can't. It's been too long. But I think it's on Nevada right up here. Okay. Gotta watch out for the cars here. I don't see what I was thinking of. Okay, well, guess they closed that down. So, we're going to turn and go right up the sidewalk because Cimarron's too dangerous. Ah, okay, I think it's over there. There's a coffee shop I've only been to once called Loyals Coffee, and I believe it's on the other side of that apartment complex, I believe. So we're going to cross here, go over there, and check that out. Turn that way. Well, you know, if we ever want a big bite downtown, we now know where 7-Eleven is. Now, if I remember right, on the other side of this apartment building is Loyal Coffee. And we stopped there, you didn't, I was on a Colorado Springs bike ride years ago. I mean, this is a long time ago, so it may not be there. But that one that used to be over there that had the really good lemon pie, or lemon cake rather, I didn't see it there anymore. They've changed all that, so. I hit it, so. That's a strange name for a hotel. Kinship Landing. Hurry up. Take a damn day. Yeah, looks like it's still here. Okay. Well, we're going out to back alley over here to a street, and then we're going to go pick up the Weber Street bike lane. And this place has got so many new apartments. I mean, there used to hardly be an apartment down here. Now, man, there's like hundreds of them. It's pretty much unreal. You're getting to see some of the back alley. Oh yes, only the best on our videos. Okay, so now we're on we have a bike lane, kind of a bike lane, not the world's best, but at least it's here. And we're on Gostila Street. Man, I'm going to try to get across. Can I get a race me? Yeah, I guess he is. Maybe I don't want to go over there. Okay. That's Apex Sports motorcycle shop there we deal with for many years. Joe and I rode motorcycles for, well, I rode motorcycles for 40 years, 40 plus years actually, and then Joe rode for, well, at least 20-25. Sometimes she rode her own, but most of the time, you know, she was a co-rider or passenger. And we do miss it. We really do. We miss it, but it just got so expensive we couldn't afford to do it anymore. Motorcycles are very expensive. Their tires nowadays are very expensive. Maintenance is very expensive. You know, maintenance on these trikes isn't cheap either, but it's a lot cheaper. You know, I mean, I can put 3 tires on this trike for 150 bucks. You know, those are good tires too. And yet, you know, on our last motorcycle, which is a 2014 Harley Davidson super low that we had set up for touring, you know, a set of tires cost, you know, I mean, they cost me almost $500 by the time you put them on and everything, you know. On the trikes, I can put the tires on myself, you know. So it's just a lot. I mean, motorcycles are extremely expensive. There's not really this wonderful deal about being able to okay, we got to go play in traffic here, which is a real bummer, but we ain't got no choice, because these guys got to hog the entire street. Trike really does get up and go, I gotta tell you, especially for that big old crane up there. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I don't know how they do that, man. I'd be scared to death. Our Int Federal Credit Union downtown. Love Int, boy. This little Dutch Brothers Coffee has got to be the most popular place in town, man. It is always crowded. I mean, they always have, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 cars, you know, lined up. So this is good stuff. Yeah, you're in downtown Colorado Springs right now. That's the original firehouse here in town, number 1. The red brick part is an addition they did quite a while ago, but it's the oldest one in town now. We're kind of on the back side of real downtown. This is Weber Street, and Weber Street is not, you know, it's not really a main drag.
It scares me, but that's why you have to. Yeah, that's cool.
Actually, make more room for us because, like,
Gotcha.
Yeah, thank you. Good stuff. Oh, man. Get that right. I don't think we're going to make this. Ah. Colorado Springs. This is the City Auditorium over here on the left. Lon Chaney Theater. And that's the City Hall and Police Municipal Court. This used to be a Chevy dealership, but Daniel Chevrolet, but now it's part of the First Presbyterian Church. Like I said, we're on the Weber Street bike lane, which goes north-south, and we prefer this one over the Cascade Street bike lane because, except for right here downtown, there's a lot less traffic. The YMCA parking lot. That's one of the cafe I've never been to. Cafe 225. I could check that out sometime. Okay, what are we doing? High School. That's the oldest high school in town. We're gonna have to stop here. We're down to 0. Yeah. Yeah, Palmer High School is a big high school. It's smack dab, you know, right over here in downtown. Like I said, we're slowly heading our way over to Nancy Lewis Park. This guy here will be a little pain in the ass. Nice old church. Almost downtown. I don't know what religion that is. Probably a non-denominational church. Yeah, a lot of older homes here. A lot of them are people rent out their apartment buildings is what they are. They were big houses at one time, but they've been turned to apartments to rent to the students at Colorado College. Yeah, hold your horses, jackass. Damn. Fucking asshole. I'm sorry for the language, forgive me, but you know, UPS truck's blocking the bike lane, and that silly goof in the truck is beeping at us about being in the lane. Well, you gotta go somewhere. Ugh. Drivers can irritate the heck out of you. They always think they're more important than you are because you're on a, you know, a bicycle or a tricycle, you know. But according to Colorado state law, we can actually use their lane, and there's nothing they can do about it except for run us over. So, you know, but they've made a bike lane here, so Joe and I try to use it. But you know, if UPS or a delivery truck blocks the bike lane, Yeah, we got to go around it somehow. You get idiots like this. I mean, come on. Speed limit's like 25, 30 miles an hour. He's doing at least 50. Gotta be. And still doing it. It's too bad that, you know, couldn't be a policeman sitting on that corner there, I'll tell you. Whew. I'm getting tired already. Yeah. Well, with my health problems, one of my health problems is I have anemia. And it just seems like it's gotten stronger and stronger over the last few years. Of course, I do have a, you know, anti-inflammatory disease. I have ankylosing spondylitis, which is a type of arthritis from the spondylitis family of arthritises. It's very mean. It affects all the ligaments, the tendons of the major joints, and other organs of the body. So I believe, you know, after decades, I mean, I'm 68, so after decades of fighting off this disease, which I've had since I was 8, or know I've had since I was 18, or at least 20, I think more like 19, you know, somewhere between 18 and 20, so 40, almost 50 years I've been fighting this thing off. We're fighting with this thing, you know. So sometimes I'm just doing the best I can. Joe get out front here. She's got the assist, so she can run me over if she wants to, leave me for dust. But I have a better sprint than she does. You know, from a stop sign or from a stoplight, even with her e-assist, I can whip on her. I have a very, very quick, short sprint, but it's quick. I mean, I can get going fast, but but it doesn't last very long. I'm probably good for about a half a block, maybe a block, and then I'm pooped. But I've always had a pretty good sprint. Of course, I do practice it a little bit, that when we have, you know, when the days are too nasty to ride or walk, and we use our exercise, recumbent style exercise bike at home, no matter what routine I do, because we have like 14 routines that we can do, for at least a minute, I try to do 100 plus RPM sprint. So that way I can keep up my sprint. Oh, I keep hitting these little rocks. They're really rough today. Now most of the time we have really good tires on our trikes. You know, we have Marathons or the Big Apples, but by a company called Schwabli, or Schwabli I think it is, out of Germany. And I mean, it takes a lot to get them flat, but these little rocks, you know, that you wonder where they come from because there's no rocks over here. It's all grass. There's some rocks right there though. So, no, those are wood chips. So, yeah, you wonder where these rocks come from. So yeah, we're heading up the Weber Street bike lane. Then we're going to eventually work our way over to kind of a roundabout back street way over to Templeton Gap Road bike lane, and that'll take us up to Nancy Lewis Park, and then from there we'll head up and pick up the Templeton Gap Trail to head back towards the storage unit, or at least back that way. But with this camera I only have one battery, and when I turned it off the first time it said I was over 35 minutes. Although this time it says reading like 16 something, so I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully I actually got it to run video this both times. The first time we used it, I didn't listen to the audio beeps, and to turn this on and go to video, it gives you 3 audio and 3 LED light beeps. And but to do a still picture, it gives you 2. Well, I guess I didn't listen. And last time, well, I thought I was going to have, you know, maybe 45 minutes to an hour's worth of a video. I ended up with 15 minutes and 2 photos. So, and you have to really listen because the beeps are really quick. You know, it's like beep, 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 or beep, beep, you know. When it turns off, it does the same thing, you know. Well, I think when you turn it off, it does the 3 beeps. No matter whether you have it on photo or video. It is a beautiful day. It's turned out really nice. Now we're starting to gain some clouds though over the mountains, so, but it's not supposed to rain down here. There is a chance of rain, you know, more towards out east. So we'll have to see. There's a nice old home for sale. Real old style, but way too big for Joe and I. We just want a single level rancher over here in the Bon area, as they call it, B-O-O-N. And I think it was originally called, when it was new back in the 60s, early 60s, it was called Bon Acres, something like that. But it just got shortened to Bon. And even the little shopping center over here is called the Bon Center. So there's a great little place up the way here if you're ever in Colorado Springs. It's the Tasty Freeze Drive-In, and we'll go past it today. Great place for ice cream, but it's a kind of a 50-ish style. Now they don't have car hops though, so, but you know, it's where you drive up and get out of your car, go to the window. They have ice cream, really good hot dogs, and oh, you know, French fries and all that kind of stuff, chili fries. The chili's a little mean for Joe and I, but it's not bad. I mean, we could eat it. We've done it before. But yeah, we're coming up on it right here. Like I said, it's just a cool little place, man. If you're ever in Colorado Springs, check it out, you know. Weber Street and Jackson Street. Yeah, this has been here since 1955. So it's as old as I am. That's when I was born. When dinosaurs roamed the earth. No, not really. Now Joe was born in 54, so there were definitely dinosaurs then. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I'm going to get hell for that. Right turn. Well, in Colorado, in the state of Colorado, they passed the Idaho stop law, which I don't know if it's good or not, but technically, yeah, go ahead and turn. Technically, bicycles, tricycles, scooters, you know, things that are slower. Now, by law, we can treat a stop sign as a yield sign and a stop light as a stop sign. You know, as long as there's no traffic in the area. But it's a little hard to get used to because, you know, I mean, Joe and I have been riding, I've been riding bicycles since I was, goodness, oh, probably 6 or 7 years old. Maybe not that early. It might have been 10 when I got my first one. Then my brother Bob and I got bicycles the same time. We lived over on the west side off of Pikes Peak Avenue. But I was big enough at the time for a 20-inch wheel, and Bob had 16s. So yeah, I might have been a little older. Somewhere between 8 and 10. Not 100% sure. That was a long time ago, people. That's 60 years ago. That's a long time ago. I know before that I had tricycles. Traditional tricycles for kids, you know. So I've come full circle. Started out on tricycles. Gonna finish up on tricycles. Although I still do have and I still do ride a recumbent style bike too. I have having a real nice little Sun Easy One SC Lite. It's the aluminum version of the SC1. That's why they call it the SC Lite. But I only use it for basically it's become our grocery getter, because cost-wise it would be a lot easier to replace than a trike. I mean, a very entry-level trike is $1,500. You know, and used around $8 to $1,000, where you can usually pick up if you watch Craigslist or some of the bike sales things on Facebook, you can pick up an Easy One. Now, not the one I have, because that's the aluminum version. They only made it 2 years, but the steel version, which I've had a couple over the years, which is a good little machine, you know. Yeah, I've been able to pick them up for 150 bucks, you know. So that's doable. If it got stolen, I could get another one. Well, if they steal that, there's probably a good chance they're going to have my homemade utility trailer too. Homemade cargo trailer, I'll call it. A lot of people understand cargo but don't understand utility. But that's how we get our groceries, our food. We ride to the store and fill up the cargo trailer and ride home. In fact, we did that a couple days ago. Yeah, I did that on Tuesday because we weren't sure the weather was going to be very good on Wednesday, and we picked the right day. That's the one great thing about being very poor but retired. We can literally look for the best weather day. I do like that little house, I'll tell you. I don't don't know if they got a garage in the back though. Of course, the only way we could buy a house is if when Joe wins her Powerball or the Mega Mill or whatever she decides to play at the time. It'll take a big one. We may not get a house because we've been thinking about instead just you know, I mean, like I said, we're 68 years old, and okay, technically I'm 67 for a couple more months, so I'm just going to call myself 68. And so for 8 months out of the year, Joe and I are the same age. And for a few months of the year, she's older than I am because she was born in December of 1954. Now we're turning on Templeton Gap Road bike trail, which is really tough to do. Because it's funny, it doesn't have like an immense amount of traffic, but it's always spread out really badly.
Pausing ride.
Okay, I guess this is about as good as it's gonna get. So like I said, we're gonna pick up the bike lane here, and this will take us up to Nancy Lewis. Stop there and use the facilities. This is the Rock Island Trail. It's the main east-west trail, and they're concreting the bottom section right now. Eventually that will be concreted all the way to literally right behind our apartment complex, and man, that will be a sweet deal. We can't wait for them to finish, but they still got a lot of work to do, and they got a real job digging out underneath the Nevada Street Bridge, because that where the Cascade Street Bridge was just nothing but dirt basically. The Nevada Street Bridge is all rock and concrete coming down from the abutments. And I mean to tell you, that's going to take a jackhammer to be able to do. I don't see any way around it. So that's probably going to be the real slow point of the trail. If they didn't have that, if it was all dirt, they'd probably already have that dug out. But when it does get done, which I don't think, Joe says, sometime this fall. I don't think until next spring, early summer. So we'll see who's right. But Joe seems to be pretty good at guessing these things. But we've been waiting for decades, and especially the last 2 years, because they told us that they were going to start building this thing in December of 2021. Well, it came and went. June of 2021 came and went. December of 2021 came and went. So finally, and 2022 came and went. And in 2023, they finally decided, I guess, I don't know if they finally got all the money or whatever, because it's amazing what it costs to put in a concrete trail. You're talking millions of dollars, which just seems insane for a bunch of concrete. But yeah, millions of dollars. And it's only, that portion of the trail is only, what, maybe 3 miles long at the absolute most? So, yeah, and it cost millions of dollars. So puts, you know, $1 million plus per mile of concrete. That's bad. It's pretty much insane. Okay, this is Nancy Lewis Park right here. As far as I'm concerned, this is the prettiest park in the entire town. We're fortunate not to be too far away. It's a bit of a walk, but it's a pretty easy bike ride over here for us. Okay, dear, I think she's gonna let us turn. Go, dear. When you hesitate like that, they think you're letting them go. If you're not moving, you need to go. Because they won't wait long. They definitely won't wait long. Okay, well, try not to get squished by this garbage truck here. Yeah, this is the one bad thing about the way they set up this park is that it would be nice if they had a blocked off bike lane, because you have to be real careful not to get doored. I got a question. I should have caught you a little earlier. Do you, I mean, are you ready to eat your snack? Okay. Hold on. I'm not going backwards very fast. Here we go. Finally cut the downhill.
Pausing ride.
Why don't you just back up, dear? I think it'd be easier. Okay. You want to sit here, or you want to sit over in that one in the shade? Okay. You're going to come up, right? Okay. Then I will back up. And I'll just roll back when I get ready to go out. Okay, so like I said, this is Nancy Lewis Park, and I guess we're going to stop here and have our afternoon snack. Sometimes, you know, just according to where we can stop and stuff, you know, we have our snack a little sooner. Sometimes a little later, just according to how it works out. This particular route's a good route because there's several places where you could stop and use the facilities and eat a snack and that type of thing. Okay, I got to turn this thing off if I can see it. Not easy to see, and okay, stop. All right. What I'm doing is I'm shutting down Strava, and then I'll resume it when we get going again. Okay. Well, I'm going to quickly see if we're still recording, and if we are, I'll go take a look at the fountain for you. It says 36:43, so I guess we are. So I'm going to run over here and see if I can't capture the fountain in the pond. Like I said, this is a beautiful little park. How you doing? And yeah, this is pretty much our favorite park in town. Some folks like the bigger parks, like Memorial Park and that, but I don't like Memorial Park. It's too crazy. I like this one. It's quiet, except for the kids screaming, but that's okay. They got a whole big old playground over there, and beautiful. It's got a fountain and this nice pond here, and now according to you can't swim here, but that's okay. You can it's got a waterfall over there, and that's Pikes Peak up there underneath those clouds, so it looks like those clouds are coming. But we weren't supposed to get rained on here. a lot of times they'll come over and they'll the sun will get to them and you know, kind of break them up, and then they'll slowly slide over us and they'll go about out east. And that's what's supposed to happen today. I have no idea how deep this pool is, or this little pond is, but I don't want to find out. Like I said, you can see there's families all over the place, trees, little hospice garden there, you know, benches, picnic tables. Just a nice little place, man. And we're fortunate that it's not too far from where we live. All right. Well, I'm going to walk back over to our spot, and then I'm going to shut the camera down a little while. So far, it says it's still recording, which is pretty darn excellent. You know, I don't know if it's 35 the first time and 36 this time, so it's over an hour already. Little gazebo there, which you have to put in reservations for. Across the street there is a big fancy senior place. All right, I'm gonna walk up here. Okay, well, like I said, for now I'm gonna shut you down, and we'll eat our snack, and we'll get back to you. All right, thanks for coming along.
Pausing ride.
Okay, well, I don't know how much longer I've got on this battery, but this is BJ and Joe Ondo from Out and About on the Recumbents. That's our YouTube channel, and also the name of our blog. We have a blog on blogspot.com, because we don't always take videos, you know. So if you want really up-to-date information on us and our, our rides and stuff, check out our blog. Like I said, it's on blogspot.com. I think it's http://BJANDJO.blogspot.com. I think that's what it is, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I try to keep the blog, you know, right up to date. Again, this is kind of our second test of the of our new to us GoPro 3 white camera. When you get a chance, dear, pull over. We got bikes behind us.
There's two of us. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I'm fucking right.
You too. Yeah, I'm talking, and I also look in my mirror and I see a very big wheel. Oh, I guess we better get out of the way. They were very quiet. I never heard them at all. Right now we're in a little access walk, path, I guess you'd call it, along Union Boulevard, I believe this is. Another super busy north-south thoroughfare for the city. But we're going to be turning onto Templeton Gap Trail west. The trail goes both ways. You have to go underneath down there and into the tunnel to head east. But it only goes east so far before it dead ends. West it at least goes all the way to the Pikes Peak Greenway. So it's a bit, well, usually up here we get a great view of Pikes Peak, but today that ain't happening. It is cloudy. Now my wife thinks that some of that might be that Canadian fire smoke that we've been getting lately. I'm not really sure. I don't really smell that much smoke, but she's more sensitive to it than I am, so I'll go with her. To me, that just looks like heavy clouds trying to come back in. This is what it looked like this morning, you know, when I got up. It was solid gray, but it dissipated, so I figured it was fog. And this just may be more low clouds and fog that's rolling in. Supposedly, though, we weren't supposed to have hardly any of a real chance of any precipitation until, you know, like 5 or 6 o'clock tonight. So we'll see. Our average rides are usually in the neighborhood of about 15 to 20 miles, but we're always happy if we can get at least 10. Feels like it just doesn't feel right to get less than 10. We do it sometimes, you know, if the weather's not real good, have to go food shopping, or you know, we need something that's too big for the saddlebags. And but yeah, this is the Templeton Gap Trail. And it's too bad that all the low clouds are in, because like I said, it's a really good view of the, not only Pikes Peak, but the entire foothills range. That's the backdrop of Colorado Springs. Yeah, it's really funny. Colorado Springs is actually considered a semi-arid area, which means like we're, you know, 2 steps away from a desert. So Colorado Springs is not in the mountains. Okay, it's not. Neither is Denver itself. We're on the prairie. Okay, the only difference between us and Kansas is the fact that we have a really pretty backdrop because of these mountains. Got to go at least 10 or 12 miles up Ute Pass, out of town, heading west, to get up into what I will consider at least the lower mountains. And we're on the old asphalt part of the trail, which you can tell just because it's got these cracks all the way across it that just beat our poor trikes to death. Because our trikes don't have front suspension. They have rear suspension, but they don't have front suspension. Got to cross over Hancock Avenue here. And then used to be this trail was paved on both sides, but now since they concreted most of this side, they've left that one to go back to dirt. This is the Craigmore neighborhood. It's an older but very nice neighborhood. This is probably built in the early 70s, late 60s, early 70s, so it's not like real super old. This is Portal Park and Pool. It's a YMCA run pool, but they shut the pool down during COVID and they haven't brought it back. So I don't know if they're going to bring it back or not, but it might just be they may not open it till Memorial Day weekend itself. Because these are outdoor pools, so they need to make sure it's actually going to be warm. And it's been getting better, but most of May has been a very rainy, very chilly, gray month, which is pretty rare. Usually May is more of kind of like a 50-50 month. This month though, it's more like 80-20, you know. Raining gray to sunshine. Because right now it's acting like it's the monsoon season, and we don't usually get our monsoon season until it usually starts in the middle of June, somewhere between the middle and the 3rd week of June, and goes to the middle of the 3rd week of August. And you can almost guarantee that sometime during the afternoon, if you're out past 1 o'clock, you're going to get wet. Now it may not last long, it may only be, you know, an hour, maybe 2 at the most, but you're going to get wet. So we carry rain gear. That's one of the other reasons we have saddlebags on our trikes. A lot of people think we're touring from someplace, but we're not. But we don't have a car, so we carry a lot of stuff that most people would carry in their car. You know, we carry tools, we carry a first aid kit, we carry rain gear. If it's a little chillier time of the year, you know, we carry 2 different levels of gloves and ear covers and that type of thing. And you know, we carry sunscreen, and plus two, since these are our main transportation, we don't have a car, as I've said. You know, with saddlebags, we could stop somewhere and, oh, you know, we need a loaf of bread, we need some eggs, we need something. We can stop somewhere and get it, put it in the saddlebags, take it home. So that makes it very, very handy. Now, on mine, I only have one saddlebag because I'm sharing with the bicycle right now because, well, the official name of a bicycle saddlebag is called a pannier. It's European like everything else when it comes to bicycling. And over the last 5 years, panniers have gotten ridiculously expensive. I mean, the cheap ones are like 50 bucks a set. Used to be able to get a, you know, a fairly decent set for like 25, but can't do that anymore. No, I just haven't had the money. Hello. So we've just, oh, they're a blast. Yeah, people are always commenting on our trikes saying those look like fun. And they are, they're fun. They're a lot of fun. For me, you know, I was a poor kid, you know. My mom raised 4 kids on a 7th grade education. So money is something we didn't have. Of course, you don't have it, you don't miss it. At least that much, you know. But, you know, other kids in my neighborhoods, you know, they got goat carts and you know, the old tote goat type lawnmower engine cycles and stuff, you know. And you know, my brothers and I, we never could get that kind of stuff. So this is my version of the goat cart I never got. They're just that much fun, extremely comfortable. That's the trike's biggest plus. These are comfortable, man. They're like recliners on wheels. Maybe not quite that comfortable, but pretty close. You get to keep your head up. You get to look around. You know, you're not looking at the ground all the time. You're not straining your neck, your shoulders, you know, at all. You just relax. In fact, you use almost nothing of your upper body on a recumbent. That's one of the reasons we're slower uphill, because, you know, we can't stand on the pedals and grunt, you know. We have to put it down into an easier gear and spin. To make a recumbent go quick, I didn't say fast, I said quick, you've got to make it spin. Or you got to be like my wife and have e-assist. That's the next thing. Nothing wrong with that. You know, if you're getting older and you're weaker than you used to be, and you used to be able to put in 20 miles on a bicycle, and now you put in 5 and you feel like you're going to die, check out an e-assist bicycle or tricycle, man. It makes all the difference in the world, because what it does is, a lot of people say it's cheating. It's not. What it does is it lets you go twice as far without being twice as tired. Now, Joe uses hers like you should. Joe only uses hers when she's going up hills, or going up a long grade, you know, something like that. Otherwise, she'll put it down in there and you know, she'll pedal in, you know, with zero motor on it. You can turn it off. But that way she doesn't, you know, she's not like totally wasted. And another great thing about it is if she got to a point to where she started feeling weak because of, you know, because of her diabetes, and you know, the e-assist system she has 5 levels, but you have to pedal. It's called a PAS, pedal assisted system. Okay, so you have to pedal. If you're coasting, you're not using the motor. Now they do make them with throttles, but Joe doesn't need a throttle. She's plenty strong for a PAS system. But she could put that sucker up in 5, and she could get home to her insulin very quickly if she needed to. So there's, you know, nothing wrong with the assist. Don't let people tell you it's cheating, because it's not. There's uses for it, darn good uses too. Like I said, I have ankylosing spondylitis, which is a very mean arthritis. And one of these days when we get enough money, when we get her trike paid off, I'm going to borrow enough money to get e-assist put on my trikes, because I'm weaker than I used to be, and I'm not going to probably get much stronger. In fact, I'm probably going to get weaker. I may have not made the light in time, doesn't look like it. Oh, there we go, okay.
Resuming ride.
Dickhead, he's waiting on us. Yeah, if you're heading east on this trail, there is a huge steep grade coming up this way. This is not a rail trail. This is an urban trail. So it can have lots of uphill grades. Over here is about a 30-foot deep ditch. This ditch is impressive, man. I think this is the deepest ditch we've got in the whole town. We have a lot of them. Afternoon? But we try to keep our speed down. Hey, Joe?
Huh?
I guess we need to make a decision. Are we heading back to the barn, or do you want to keep going?
Those clouds are getting pretty thick.
Either that or that's smoke. Down towards the bottom part.
Down towards the bottom, I think it's smoke. But up there, it's coming up over the mountains.
Yeah.
Cloud.
Pausing
What
ride.
time do you got?
Let's see, I've got 1:22.
Okay, well, let's go the long way then.
Okay.
We'll head back to home, but we'll go the long way. See, there's a bike lane here. We can get over to our storage area, just about straight there, you know, almost, you know, where we come all the way down here, we got to go a long ways around. But it isn't raining yet, and hopefully what's up there will be Virgo, what they call Virgo, which means that it's raining in the upper atmosphere, but it's not raining in the lower part of the atmosphere. So that's what we're hoping for. And the thick stuff that's right along the mountains, we think is probably the Canadian smoke from that fire, because it would set lower. It's thicker, and it definitely looks like two separate areas, levels. You can see the top of Pikes Peak, but the foothills in that spot you can't hardly see at all. I think that's what that is. And we got lots of electric skateboards and the electric wheels. This is a new tiny home complex. If we would have, you know, if we had more income, we would have tried to get in here. It's big enough for us, you know, we don't need much. Ugh, these rocks, boy. The construction areas are really bad about not cleaning up their messes. Oh, they're a blast, man. Got a nice trailer for sale. Double wide. Not my favorite, but still. And of course, lots of dog walkers, and walkers and joggers and runners and all kinds of stuff. Afternoon. We're back on the Monument Valley Trail / Pikes Peak Greenway. This is Fountain Creek right here, and it's roaring with all the rain we had last week. I mean, we had buckets of rain for like 2 weeks in a row. And even then it's rained at night a couple times, you know. Stopped by morning, but so we've had a lot of rain for May. I mean, a lot of rain. We're way over our normal total. Like I said, this is technically, I guess it would be Monument Valley Creek, but everybody calls it Fountain Creek because as you head south, it becomes Fountain Creek because it enters the town of Fountain. So the normal name for it is Fountain Creek. But technically, since it goes through Monument Valley and not Fountain, it's considered, it's still Monument Valley Creek / Fountain Creek. But, oh man, up. Should have geared down one more. Sorry, babe. Should have geared down to second. I forget how steep that little guy is. Yeah, usually this creek is, you know, be honest, usually it's 3/4 empty. It's flowing and going today, and has been for several. Howdy. This is a rough little bridge here. It's not a little bridge, it's a rough little bridge here. This has got the old plank wood. Man, I mean to tell you, it's getting in bad shape. Howdy. But yeah, so now we're coming off the Templeton Gap Trail onto the Pikes Peak Greenway, or just like the creek, the Monument Valley Trail / Pikes Peak Greenway. You have to be careful because the bikes come flying down here sometimes. And I forgot to ring my bell. I didn't ring my bell. Ring my bell. Okay, don't do any more of that. Just had to do it though. Nice little parks. This is the Goose Gossage Sports Complex. Goose Gossage was a pro baseball player from this area. He went to Wasson High School in Flower Springs. So they named this whole sporting complex, which has several baseball diamonds and soccer fields and a BMX track and a skateboard bowl, you know, concrete skateboard bowl. So that's named after him. I don't know if you can see those orangey doors over there, but that's actually our storage area. But there's no way to cross Fountain Creek to get over there, which is too bad. Because it would be direct, boy. That's our storage area complex there. We're not in that building, we're in another building, but yeah, we're thinking about calling it a day just because clouds are really starting to group hard and they're looking pretty dark. Of course, you never know, this stuff can come over like this, literally be gone in a half an hour, and you know, beautiful blue skies. But we've been out, you know, since about 9:30, 10 o'clock. We had a good ride. We enjoyed it. We kind of combined a couple of different trails, you know, and back streets and bike lanes, and made it a little different than normal. So again, if we are still recording, this is BJ and Joe Hondo from Out and About on the Recumbents. We'd If you like what you've seen, please give us a thumbs up on YouTube. And man, we'd love it if you become a subscriber. Ours is free. We don't have any of that Patreon or you know, support us kind of stuff, you know. We do this for the fun of it. And it kind of gives our grandkids and our friends and our family, you know, they can kind of look at it and keep track of us and see how we're doing. So that's totally illegal. There's not supposed to be any gas-powered vehicles on these trails, but there's not enough rangers. They call them, you know, park rangers. They're not park police. They're park rangers. There's just not enough park rangers to, you know, scout the whole Pikes Peak Greenway system. So, but they're supposed to be hiring some more that are supposed to be specifically for the Pikes Peak Greenway trail system. The Pikes Peak Greenway is 3 different trails. You have the Fountain Trail, Fountain Regional Trail, which is south of here. You have the Monument Valley Trail, which is a trail we're on right now. And then when you get past Woodman Avenue, it turns into the New Santa Fe Trail that takes you all the way up to Palmer Lake, Colorado. Those 3 trails make up the Pikes Peak Greenway. But most people just call this the Greenway, you know. Okay, got a bad transition here, so we're going to get a bump. Yeah, there it is. Rough bump.
Think we're gonna make it before it starts raining?
I hope so.
Me too.
Have a good one.
You too.
If you look up there, you can see it's starting to clear over the peaks. Like I said, in an hour, this might all disappear. I mean, all of it. Okay, we got a turn here. Now we're heading up Polk Street. Howdy. Most of the riders here are pretty friendly, you know. Yeah, we do have our turkey butts, you know, that and our guys on, you know, that treat the trails like their own private time trial track, and people on electric bikes that you know, go way too fast. Maximum speed on these trails is supposed to be 15 miles an hour, but you know, since the city doesn't actually post that anywhere, nobody but us people who read the rules, the official rules, actually knows that. I let Joe go ahead here because we've got a couple of inclines and she's got to reassist so she can make it a little easier on her. And I just got to drop a gear and go up slowly, very slowly. This area here is actually the old Roswell area. Yeah, like New Mexico, but this was actually its own little town in Colorado, next to Colorado Springs, you know, way back in the early 1800s, you know. But Colorado Springs grew and Roswell didn't, so Colorado Springs annexed Roswell. but they still call it the Roswell area. Yeah, sounds good. I don't know, I think it's going to clear up because it's starting to clear up over the top of the peak.
Pausing ride.
Okay. Got it? Good, how about yourself? No, not quite. We got a car back. 2 cars back. Oh, he turned. We're good. Clear. Yeah, we actually have little rear view mirrors. I guess technically it would be a side view mirror. It's not right behind us, it's on the side. But we have them attached to our helmets. Now they also have mirrors that attach to your, your handlebars. But we like the helmet mirrors. Joe's is a little more advanced than mine. Joe's is a mirror cycle mirror. And it can, it's got a totally articulated arm, so it can bend in every direction you could possibly think of. Reminds the old, I think it's Look Life, something like that mirror, and it has some adjustability, but not near as much. It's a good mirror. I mean, it does the job, that's for sure, but not as well as here mirror. Actually, that's not a mirror cycle mirror. That's the ones you put on your, you actually hook to your handlebars. Can't remember the name of, it might be the same company that builds both types, though. I'm not sure. Because I thought that was his name was Mirror Cycle. I have to look that up just to make double sure. But you can get them at just about any bike shop. And you don't have to go to a recumbent shop. Most bike shops have these too. Although you probably be smart to ask, because they usually kind of hide them with accessory bags and stuff like that. They're usually not right out where you can find them. And right now we're heading over to Fillmore Street, and we're going to go down and we're going to pick up Beacon on the other side of Fillmore Street so we can head over to our shed. Well, it's not really a shed, it's a storage unit, because Joe's trike will not fit in our apartment. She has she has the deluxe model from back then, because she's got not only does she have disc brakes, which most of these older trikes didn't have, but they were an option back then. But she also has quick release front wheels. And that's not real normal in a trike, you know. Mine aren't. I have the standard drum brakes, and they're not quick release. So I found out the other day they actually come off pretty easy. You just have a nut in the middle of them. Loosen that nut, pull off the wheel. The whole wheel will come off. But the problem of it is, Joe's trike, being the touring version, is a tiny bit wider. Okay, watch your turners, babe. Okay, nobody behind us at all. But so it's a little wider to begin with, because it's wider and taller because it's the touring version, where mine's okay for its day. It was the racier version, we'll put it that way. That's why they call it the Sprint, and the older model was actually called the Quick. headsets. Hers is a Trice T for touring. It's a T for touring, and mine would have been a, if we'd had the same year of trike, mine would have been a Trice Q for quick. Now, I really don't think it's that much quicker than hers is, to be honest with you. Car back. Clear. But that's just a designation. But her trike is a little wider to begin with, because the front end, what they call the cruciform, which I don't, that's one heck of a name, on mine actually bend up. The headsets actually bend up, so it's shorter across, where Joe's are straight. Her cruciform is straight across to the headsets. So that, you know, plus the quick release levers on her wheels makes her trike just too wide to get into our apartment. It's probably about 33.5 inches wide, and our doors, of course, are 32. Plus, the other factor about us having to get a storage unit was the fact that since Joe's trike has an e-assist motor on it, she has a 350 watt 36 volt e-assist system, but the battery for that e-assist system weighs 10 pounds by itself, and then you've got the weight of the motor, which really isn't that heavy. It's probably about 2 or 3 pounds. Well, I say 3 pounds, just maybe on the, you know, 2 to 3 pounds, but that's 12 extra pounds that you got to, you know, we live on a second floor apartment, so I was having to, I'd have to tote that thing upstairs, you know, and like I said, we're 68 years old. I'm too old for that. So we got us a storage unit, just a little 5x10, but it's big enough to get both the trikes in, plus our other bike gear, you know, stuff to go with the bikes. Okay, so we're back at our storage unit. This is Colorado Springs self-storage. Man, these folks are really nice folks. If you need a storage unit in Colorado Springs, come here. One thing we really like about it is it's a bit out of the way. So you know, you don't have heavy traffic by it. So you know, it's not like people are going to be scoping it out all the time. Where the other storage unit is actually a little closer. It's on Fillmore and Wood, but you know, it has constant heavy traffic. So you know, people could scope it out all the time. Oops. Hey Joe, we're gonna have to turn around. How you doing, man? Okay. Thank you.
Hey, cool bike, dude.
Oh yeah, yours is cooler.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good.
Oh man.
Hey, your girl got a bike like yours.
Ain't nothing better.
Is she your girl?
Oh yeah, 43 years.
Well, that's
Make
awesome.
sure my girl.
Pausing ride.
She cheats though. Hers has an e-assist motor.
Oh well. I get
That
that.
is so nice. Someday we're gonna get us a tri-glide. You guys have a good day.
Resuming ride.
recording. This is our unit. And we're actually getting sprinkled on. So I think Joe was right and I was wrong. It doesn't mean it won't be gone in an hour, but we're actually getting sprinkled on. And there she is.
Pausing ride.
Cutest trike rider on the planet. All right, well, we put in 16.36 miles according to Strava. So, I'm going to go ahead and stop it and put it in the system.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting sprinkled on.
Yeah, we certainly are.